The announcement of the Knights of the Old Republic remake a few weeks ago generated a lot of excitement, but it'd be hard to say it caught many people by surprise. There have been rumors about the game being remade for years, to the point that it was just an assumed thing by the time the announcement actually came out. We don't know much about the project yet, but while Aspyr is ultimately the company that's going to be giving us the remake, it turns out they weren't the only ones to have the idea. At least one other company, Beamdog, had been hoping to snag the rights for themselves. This was confirmed by Trent Oster, one of Beamdog's co-founders and CEO, who was also one of the co-founders of Bioware, the company originally responsible for creating Knights of the Old Republic, who'd apparently been wondering just who beat them to the punch up till now. In saying this, Trent posted a picture of the PowerPoint presentation made to pitch the game, carefully scaled just enough to make any relevant text giving too many details away illegible. The most I can make out are the subtitles on the key selling point slide talking about iconic film quality story, but nothing that really gives away any real sense of any changes they might have made. Ultimately, we don't know what Beamdog's version of the game would be compared to Aspyr's, considering we won't even know what we're getting from Aspyr until later, but this being YouTube, I'm going to take some of the points we do have and some of the information given to speculate wildly, but I'll try to at least show where my speculation is coming from. Both Beamdog and Aspyr have mostly worked on upgrades of old titles in the past, so the scope of their prior work doesn't really give us much information to differentiate on here. It's probably no more limiting to Beamdog than it would have been to Aspyr, who have confirmed that the game is pretty much a broad remake of the original KOTOR, rather than just a graphical upgrade. Trent Oster in the original thread confirmed that it would have been a remake rather than just a graphical upgrade under them as well. The main thing that seems to hint towards a potential important difference is the name. The PowerPoint calls the remake from Beamdog the Reforged Collection. It's hard to have a collection made with just one game, so my best guess there would be that they intended to make both KOTOR 1 and KOTOR 2 in the same go, or at least do one first and then get to the second. Now, we don't actually know that Aspyr won't get to KOTOR 2, pending the potential success of remaking the first one. It'd be entirely possible that they have something similar in their pitch, but in working with the publisher and doing actual promotional material, they're sticking to seeing how it goes with one first. After all, a pitch is not the same thing as a final plan, and it's definitely not the same thing as marketing material, but I think it's still worth noting on the Beamdog side at least. What I think this does indicate is a broad interest in companies on revisiting Star Wars IP, both with old games and with new ones. EA no longer being the exclusive license-holding publisher for the franchise means we'll hopefully be hearing a lot coming out of different studios in the lead up to 2023 and beyond, with that being the end date for EA's exclusivity. We already have a few other titles announced and a few other titles rumored, but it'll be a while still before we have too much solidly known about any projects. Even in the case of just Beamdog, just because they lost out on the pitch here doesn't mean they or anyone else won't be back pitching something else later. Aspyr seems to have just gotten there first, but that doesn't mean that Beamdog won't have other potential projects they can think of. It is unfortunately going to be a long wait for any new Star Wars games, understandably probably made even longer by COVID, but everything so far has pointed towards the fact that there does seem to be a lot of stuff coming down the pipe, so we'll have to just see what happens. That's going to do it for now. We'll have more KOTOR news if and when it happens. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.